This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report. Formerly revered at Penn State, now reviled almost across the country. Jerry Sandusky sentenced today to a minimum of 30 years in state prison. Sandusky was convicted back in June of 45 counts of child sex abuse. He had been held in solitary confinement ever since. Sandusky released this statement yesterday.
They can take away my life. They can make me out as a monster. They can treat me as a monster, but they can't take away my heart. In my heart, I know I did not do these alleged disgusting acts. My wife has been my only sex partner, and that was after marriage. Our love continues.
Sandusky continues to maintain his innocence and says he will appeal today's sentence. However, under Pennsylvania state law, Sandusky must serve at least the minimum sentence of 30 years before being eligible for parole.
The city of Olean has been accused of neglecting city sewer line problems, and some say the neglect has been going on for a decade now. The city could face millions of dollars in fines if not corrected. WVTT's Derek Smith investigates.
In 2001, the Department of Environmental Conservation requested that Olean city officials progress with a plan that will eliminate infiltration and inflow, which causes overflowing at the sewer plant. It's a problem that will cost the city $200 million in fines if they fail to correct it. The head of the Department of Public Works, Tom Winda, says it's a decade later and the DEC is growing impatient.
So there's a lot of things that we know we have to do. It's just a matter of, they're finally getting to the point where they're pushing us to make a decision and move forward with it.
Infiltration and inflow is caused by rainwater and poorly installed pipes. Water seeps through those pipes and is transferred over to the sanitary sewer systems. On a dry day, the plant can handle it. However, if it rains, the plant is overpowered with over 25 million gallons of storm water, forcing raw sewage into the Allegheny River.
It's more of a matter of making sure that we can do what we can do to try and at least do a primary treatment and then send it out the door. Because nobody wants raw sewage going into the river.
City officials met back in May with the DEC to discuss their plans for treatment. Once they conduct a project, Windus says the DEC should allow more time.
They will bless it and put it in the new consent order. And then the consent order itself will have guidelines and time frames as far as what we need to do and when.
In Olean, I'm Derek Smith with News Channel 25 WVTT.
The Olean Common Council will meet tonight to discuss their plan for treatment in regards to the sewer system. WVTT will continue to cover and update the story as it progresses.
Meanwhile, in McKean County, Bradford Township supervisors have tentatively approved a $2.1 million bid from Dave Roman Excavating of Reynoldsville to extend sewer lines along Minard Run Road, also Rutherford Run Road, that is, Browntown Road, and Hedgehog Lane. Now, that work is required by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection as part of Bradford Township's Act 537 sewage facilities plan.
A lawsuit has been filed against the town of Allegheny. EverPower LLC, the developer of the Allegheny Wind project, made an announcement last week that they would be filing a suit against the town. Allegheny Wind has said that the town board recently released plans to remove the wind overlay zoning district, which would prohibit the previously approved wind farm and violate the contract between EverPower and the town of Allegheny.
Drug bust in Cattaraugus County, 23 pounds of marijuana seized. Cattaraugus County Sheriff's deputies tell WVTT they acted on a search warrant to search the home of 60-year-old James Leach. Deputies found a marijuana drying room and charged Leach with first-degree possession of marijuana and unlicensed growing of cannabis. Leach is being held in the Cattaraugus County Jail tonight in lieu of bail.
A Clymer teenager is accused of operating his horse and buggy while under the influence. According to state police, the 17-year-old drove the buggy while drunk and lost consciousness, resulting in the buggy crashing and causing several $100s of damage to a nearby garden and truck. The teenager was arrested for fourth-degree criminal mischief. And for the fourth year in a row, instead of carving pumpkins, Bessaker and Koss will be launching them. WVTT spoke with owner John Garinger, who told us that he is getting ready for their annual event taking place next month.
This is our fourth year of doing the pumpkin launch. It's something that Bessaker and Koss came up with in order to give back to the community with a fund drive for local organizations. This year we're hoping, we've been averaging about 1,000. Hopefully we're going to double it this year and make $2,000 when it's for the Joint Veterans Association handicap van to take the veterans back and forth to their doctor's appointment in the VA hospital in Buffalo or Bath.
Looks like a lot of fun, and it's for a good cause to help our veterans here in the local area. Meanwhile, in Potter County, 6 Potter County nonprofits will receive $500 cash grants at the upcoming 10th anniversary celebration of the Community Foundation of the Twin Tiers. The celebration dinner is being held Saturday, October 20th at the Cottersport Golf Club. All nonprofits in Potter County are encouraged to get as many of their board members and supporters as possible to attend the celebration. That increases their chances of getting one of the $500 grants. Meantime, during his weekly conference call today, Congressman Tom Reed spoke out about increasing property taxes in the area and how much money is coming out of people's pockets. Take a listen to this.
The growing concern about the property tax burden that our local taxpayers are feeling, and not only residents that are feeling that property tax burden, but also businesses. And it jeopardizes the long-term viability of businesses because of the ever-increasing property taxes that we're facing here in upstate New York.
Coming up on the 6 o'clock report, our first look at weather from the WVTT Severe Weather Action Team, and still to come, world and national news roundup, including a couple of Chinese telecommunication firms the U.S. government is warning Americans to stay away from. The story coming up on the 6 o'clock report on News Channel 25 WVTT.